On today's episode, Me Too, obviously.
Dang it.
Ayo, it's the 9 to 5 Misfits back again to help you change the game and kick ass in your career. So we generally plan out our content calendar months in advance. And back in the summer, we said November, let's make it Women's Month because there's so many issues we want to talk about at women in the workplace. And then the Harvey Weinstein stuff happened. This is huge. We need to address this.
To us women, it felt like a watershed moment. And maybe things are gonna change and men will finally get it. But then some men in our lives seem pretty oblivious and unaffected by it. Why is that? How can we present this information in a way that they'll actually understand and empathize? So today is gonna be a different type of 5-minute hack. We'll talk about the scandal, the hashtag #MeToo campaign, why it's important, and what we can learn from it.
Okay, so first of all, if you have no idea what we're talking about,
Get out of your cave!
So a story broke a few weeks ago about Harvey Weinstein, this super powerful producer in Hollywood who has been sexually harassing people in the industry for decades. And what's worse, people knew about it and did nothing. And then this Me Too campaign started online where women started talking about their experiences with sexual harassment, and it's insane how many women came out with their stories. But the weird thing was, as outspoken as we are about gender equality, neither of us said anything. So Pavi, what was going on in your head?
So two things. I'm a realist. So as soon as I saw this campaign, I thought about it like a mass shooting. The first one's a big deal, and then there's going to be other mass shootings and no one's going to talk about it afterwards. It's going to be Harvey Weinstein and then like other guys after that, and it's going to be normal occurrence. The second aspect of it was giving me a platform. If anything, it just lets someone that I know in my life think about, oh my god, you've been through something I haven't. When my sister and I were kids, we used to hang out near my parents' car because they used to go into the store and we would always be playing outside. And there was this one guy who would always come by, place himself in an area where no one could see him, and he would actually unzip his pants and show us his penis. And I hadn't seen a penis because I was 6, my sister was 11. We were very, very aware that something was wrong, but we did nothing about it. And we went to that store every week, and that guy was there because he knew our schedule. And I never talked about this to my parents until now. And it's like daunting when I think about it now. It brings back these emotions where I felt so weird.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's horrifying. What about you? I think I went through something similar where I felt kind of fatigue. I felt like, why should I ride the trend train when nothing's gonna happen? And more than anything, I think I also felt like, do I really have the permission to say something? Because we did do an episode on casual sexism and it didn't seem to really resonate with the men in our lives. And the other thing was, I didn't know if my experience was significant enough to talk about because I was like, I didn't get harassed to the level of Harvey Weinstein. But I know now that that's so wrong, and I know that there's strength in numbers. When I was in India and my mom and I had gone to the mall, it's smaller stores where you can't browse for clothes yourself. It's usually like a shopkeeper who stands behind the counter and has to show you stuff. And so I went into the store by myself. I was 18, 19 at the time. And this guy was like, oh, let me show you how this fits on you. So he came up behind me and I thought, okay, he's just gonna like put the outfit up to me to show me how it fits. Instead of doing that, he actually grabbed my chest and he held it there for a while. I didn't even process what was happening. Am I stupid? Why am I not doing anything about this? So I just left and I didn't say anything. And like, it's crazy because you don't have the presence of mind at that age to think something wrong is happening to me. One part of me was like, what is wrong with you? Go back and punch him in the nuts. And another part of me was like, just let it go. But guys, this is why we need to talk about this, because otherwise these people just keep going and doing this stuff, going unpunished.
It's so systemic and normal that if it's not Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby level, it's just not harassment at all. And that's why we didn't speak up. But we should think of it as a spectrum, and anything that falls in that spectrum is abso-fucking-lutely wrong. I know this makes guys uncomfortable and wonder whether any of their interactions with women have been inappropriate. But you know what, guys? The fact that you're even thinking about it is a good sign. I'd rather you be that guy who says, oh my god, I shouldn't have done that, I better change my ways, than the guy who's like, oh well, I didn't rape her or drop a roofie in her drink, so I'm good.
And the sad reality is, even though there's a lot of guys who privately feel like this is not okay, publicly they won't come out and say anything. And there's a lot of reasons for that. For one, it's the bystander effect. A lot of guys feel like, I don't need to act because somebody else will do it. Secondly, they don't have skin in the game. And I've seen a lot of guys who say, oh, now that I have a daughter, it affects me. But it shouldn't just be that you have a stake in it. It should just be something that's objectively wrong. Then there's also the matter of social pressure. If they're among a bunch of male co-workers and one of them makes an inappropriate joke that's hella sexist, they're not gonna say something because they're gonna feel like, I'd rather just be quiet than like rock the boat. And then one last one, I'm sure a lot of guys also fear for their jobs, right? Like, Harvey Weinstein, he was probably a lot of people's bosses, and so they didn't want to speak out because they'd get fired.
So how can we bring about meaningful change? Apart from women coming out, telling their stories and saying it's not okay, we need male allies. Men, please understand that your voice matters and often carries more weight than ours. If you really want to be an ally, it takes empathizing and saying, I believe you and you're not alone. We're telling you this because we just want you guys to hear us out, not because we're attacking you and all men.
So, guys and gals, this was a heavy episode, but I think it's really important. We'd love to know what you guys think.
It all starts small. Start within your entire family, especially Desi families. This is something we don't talk about, but we encourage communication.
And hey, might as well hit subscribe while you're at it. Stay tuned on Thursday for our Getting Real segment, and we'll see you next Tuesday with an actual 5-minute hack.
Bye!